All right. It's a few minutes after 4. We'll go ahead and call this workshop to order. Val, you want to call the roll, please?
Commissioner Snow?
Yes.
Commissioner Curry?
Here.
Commissioner Delanoy?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Mayor Penny?
Here. Joe?
All right, so, we had our meeting back in April. Karen came in and facilitated for us, and she concluded with the document that you see in front of you. She had sent it to me. I made a couple of tweaks, and now here we are. We were going to present it to you actually at a commission meeting tonight for adoption, but I figured if we did that, there'd probably be more comments, so we thought, let's do one more round of kind of a summary of this to see if everything is on here the way you want it. Did you miss something? Do you want to take something off? This is the opportunity to kind of just clean it up one last time. And then I'll put it on another agenda where Karen doesn't necessarily need to be here because we will have beat it up now instead of at a commission meeting. So hopefully, everybody had a chance to see this and have gone through it. And if you'd like to, we can go through each area again and see if it's what you think it is and what you want it to be, and we'll make any changes that you'd like.
So one of the things I did want to point out is that I tried to, at the beginning, to talk about all of the things we discussed. So to hit all of the different points. But then the goals, what we settled on, are the things that everybody was in agreement on. So that way everything is presented, and then at the end, the goals are the things that everybody was in agreement upon. So that's basically how the document is structured. So I don't think you'll see anything in here that is, nothing should be a surprise. It's all things that came from you, that I took from the documents and from the recording. But I'm happy to edit and make changes how you like, and I'm happy to go over any of it, depending on what you want to do.
I have something to add.
Okay.
In the vision statement, it would be great if we could talk about creating resiliency in our community with our flooding, wastewater, stormwater. That word, resiliency, means to me that it's going to work for a long, long time. And I see it in other places, but if there's going to be a statement that is going to be all other people read, let it be that we're working towards all we can do for floodwater, stormwaters, all of that.
Well, any other thoughts about that?
It's not us to say yes or no.
Okay,
It's,
all right.
so the idea is
Yeah.
out there, so, it's a good point. There really is nothing in talking about.
I want that
resiliency
to
or
be our big goal, and I hope that is supported. Okay.
Yes, I think that's a priority right now.
Well, that is our number one goal, Public Works.
Yeah.
I
Right.
saw that, yes,
And you are looking to have a statement about resiliency in the vision statement.
correct, yes.
I'm completely wrong, then I'm just reading it, trying to figure out where we can stick it in there.
I have never made a whole room speechless before, but I'm good with
Well,
this.
it can be, John, it doesn't have to be part of either paragraph. It can be its own
Right.
sentence statement.
Yeah, I was kind of reading to see
Because
where
and it could even be your
Yeah.
first or your last
I'm thinking
statement.
it's like, well, it says the commission envisions a city that's both aesthetically beautiful, comma, safe and
Resilient.
resilient.
Excellent idea. The very first paragraph, beautiful and safe and resilient.
Didn't we just say that over here?
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't hear you.
Okay.
That was us.
I got it in stereo.
Yes, I think that's
Yeah,
just
I
the
think
item.
I heard you and was just
Got it.
repeating it.
Okay, so the statement would read, the commission envisions a city that is both aesthetically beautiful, comma, safe, comma, and resilient. with a strong sense of community pride, supported by thriving businesses and high-performing schools.
But resilient can mean anything.
No, I would rather it be a little more specific if we can. Resilient in our,
Environmentally resilient.
I don't know how to say that, in our water fight. I don't know what better way to say it.
Then it needs to be a whole separate sentence
Sentence.
then.
Okay.
So you want
All right.
resiliency in water, wastewater, and stormwater.
Yes,
Okay, so we
Alright,
do
so-
have a statement like that under
in
the
the
goals.
goals, right.
okay.
So
Yes.
it reads, so the Public Works Director and
Yes.
Deputy Director produce a 5-year resiliency plan addressing stormwater management, infrastructure durability, and climate adaptation strategies.
Yes.
You want to just push it more to the forefront.
I do. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we promised everybody when they first came in after the floods that we were gonna do everything we possibly could.
Yes.
And it's like, then we're not really, I mean.
Yes, we are. We're doing
a lot.
We're doing it. I just want to highlight that we're doing it.
So that
Yeah.
statement, the goal, could be reworked just to be a statement in the vision, vision statement. You know, its own little,
Yeah, I think it would need
Paragraph.
its own paragraph.
so it could read, similar to the goals, it could be, so what do you want to say that you're addressing it? Do you want to say you're focused on it? Do you want to say you have it? What is it that the message
We are
exactly?
focused on it, I think would be best, or one of our goals. In the first paragraph, the city commission goals, I think,
I agree, it needs to be in the first paragraph.
good, okay, cool.
So the thing about the vision statement, which is a little different than the goals, is it's generally a bigger, broader concept.
Okay.
So what do you envision as the overreaching, overall aspect of
Resiliency, long-lasting,
But if-
the big picture.
If we're gonna add that, I think we also need to add in something about renewal and replacement, so that what typically happens is that we buy things and don't ever plan to replace them. And over the past few years, we've done a good job of fleet maintenance, replacing infrastructure when it comes to lining pipes and changing out main water lines. So I agree with you. I'm not trying to water it down,
No,
but I think we should add to it resiliency, because it has to be broad. Resiliency, focusing on
so if you,
infrastructure.
Would
Resiliency
it be a better place for it to be in our goals?
No, it is.
Or
It is. It is in the goals. It is in the goals.
No, I mean, with the stormwater and would that be a better place than the vision or?
Well,
It's more specific in the goals, but I think what?
Just you say something like, the city of Holly Hill strives to achieve resiliency in its water, wastewater, and stormwater over the course of its, whatever. So we'll have to come up,
Okay.
I think I know what you're
Okay.
looking for. And,
All right,
you know, we should strive to become a resilient community.
Right, and
we
that,
can focus it on the wastewater thing,
Okay.
but I do think you want to make a separation between
Right.
your visioning statement, which is your larger, bigger picture, and your specifics that you list in your goals. We can amend the
Yes.
goals as well if there's a couple of things you want to put in there. I'll do whatever you'd like, but usually. So, are you okay with let's working on a sentence to add
Yeah,
and then
we'll-
resubmitting
We'll
it?
put a sentence in there and I'll send it out to you,
okay.
make sure everybody.
Get my-
And resiliency works in a lot of areas.
Right.
I want this specific
specific to
to
those three
be
The water, stormwater.
the flooding or the storm resiliency. Not sure how to phrase that.
All right,
Okay.
we'll tweak it.
Great.
You know, I think it's very, very, very important that we make absolutely sure that the sewer water cannot get into the stormwater.
Yes.
Because that's causing more of a problem, I think, than anything else. If you're gonna, your house getting flooded is one thing, but if it's just flooded with with sewage, that's a whole different story. And I think it's a great thing that they lean towards these bypass pumps and got away from this electrically supplied lift stations, you know.
Definitely.
To let it have a full up and running lift station, you know what I mean?
And that's part of what's going to work for a long time, not just now.
Because
Yeah.
the pumps gonna last, they knew they're gonna last a long time.
AI, anything.
Yeah, to me, that's. the
Hey,
most important.
why recreate the
Something
wheel?
similar to that.
Wish I would've had this
Yeah.
AI stuff
Good.
back when I worked,
Yeah, or even in school.
or even in school.
And I
So-
hate to do
Laura, you need
this,
us?
but sorry, I just want that.
We didn't expect her to be.
What is that?
That's the metal detector.
So, here's how this is a sample sentence that could be. So, our city is committed to enhancing stormwater resiliency through innovative infrastructure, sustainable planning, and a proactive community engagement to better protect residents and the environment from flooding and climate-related impacts.
That's the $1 million
Don't you
words I
just
was
love
looking
it?
for. Thank you, thank you. Yes.
Karen teaches classes on that, by the way.
So I can go.
I will be teaching everybody's next year.
And I do have one other thing after that, different subject. And I can't believe I did not bring it up in the beginning. But you know, in 2 weeks, we're gonna have the first ever focused event on 3 to 7-year-olds, which does not interfere with what our school systems do or anybody else's goals, but how great it's going to be to have 200 people at Sika Hall for a 3 to 7-year-old emotional learning event. And I just want that to go on. If it's wellness, if it's health, whatever supports 3 to 7-year-olds, I want in our plan to move forward because that's a critical time in life. I don't have children, I just know this from what I learned. I believe that we need to continue to engage the family and the children that age so when they move into the school system or the Head Start system, they are embracing these kind of things. So, I don't know how you put that into words.
Well, that's a whole new goal,
That
a
would be
whole
a new
new,
goal.
a whole
It
new
is,
thing.
it is, yeah.
So you would have to discuss that and make a determination.
And if it
Are you-
doesn't belong here, that's
Are
fine.
you speaking about supporting groups that want to come there and do that?
We are bringing in Wise Ocean to Sika Hall. And it is all about 3 to 7-year-olds learning emotional maturity.
But I'm
Yeah.
talking about, are you wanting us to support the varying groups that may want to bring in the 3 to 7-year-olds for different events or what have you? Is that what you're wanting
Yeah.
us to do?
I
guess
certainly would support anybody who does, but I don't see that yet. I see that they move into the school system, which hits them a little later.
So then are you wanting us to host those type of things?
Yes,
Is
I
that
guess I am. Every year, somehow, some way, to focus on this age group so that when they get to the age of awareness and they're in the schools, they will embrace what is brought to them. But I'd like it to be our
So
initiative.
you want the city to support and create events and activities with a focus on children between the ages of 3 to 7.
How simple is that? Thank you,
But
Joe.
I would expand, I
Wait a
think,
minute, now, we talking about 3 through 7 or 3 to 7, so it'd be 3 through 6, right? We gotta make
Wait a
sure that's
minute.
clear.
I think of the age group 3 to 7 specifically because they're not
Does that mean 3 through,
supported.
so 7-year-olds would be included, right?
Yes, yes,
So then it'd be 3 through 7.
yes, yeah,
Have to make that clear, because to me, it would be 2
Wait,
3 to
7.
6,
you
okay.
said something earlier, and I agree with you, but you said focusing on family and building community, and I think it should be broader than that, because there,
Okay.
we can, I think we need to focus on events that can build family and community, concentrating on early learning. But if we focus on early learning, then we leave out all the people that live in our senior 55 and above community. So I don't want to be too laser focused on just.
I think they're being addressed is what the point is that we're addressing our youth through sports like Volusia Sports Center and flight gymnastics and the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club.
And actually, over at Pictoner, they do youth.
Yeah, but there, and only because we spoke about it earlier, that's why I'm
Yes.
speaking. But there seems to be a bit of a gap in children below all of those
Well,
things.
and I would agree, if we can, the studies prove that if we can get to them earlier than later,
Yes,
they are much better off and our community's much better off, so.
yes.
But what
What was yours?
forgive
No.
me, because I love kids, I support kids, I want to do whatever for kids. I just don't, I guess I need to understand what it is our task would be.
I don't see us recreating a sports center for a youth young children sports activity.
Right.
I don't see us
I
doing
agree.
that.
No, this is about once or twice a year, bringing that group of people with children that age together.
Maybe we could,
Yeah.
like the community block party we had a couple weeks ago that dealt with child abuse.
Yes.
Maybe you could have things like that focus, because early learning was here and several not, I mean, what are there, 30 nonprofits
We're
out
not
there?
doing that event again.
Yes.
We're not doing that
Yeah.
event
It was
again?
horrible.
Oh, we're doing it, it's a goal now. No, but something similar to that, though.
I just know that a community, when they send their children to school, they get wrapped up in all the school things and all the work things, and their schedules become full. So we can catch them at an age where the parents say, of course, I'm looking for my child to succeed when they go to kindergarten or when they get a group environment.
So for us to facilitate something like what the children's abuse event,
Yes.
for us to
Yeah.
facilitate something like that, but focus on early learning materials. I know there were several groups out there that would fall under those
Okay.
ones.
There were a ton of groups
It shouldn't
there.
be like that. I'm going to steer you away from
I
that.
agree.
Okay.
Because that event was poorly attended.
So what should it be?
It should be something we don't know yet, which is why we're going to call it support and create events or activities.
And it-
Unknown at this time, but but when we see it, we'll know it.
With a focus on the ages 3 to 7.
And if we bring moms and kids together to exercise for a day at 3 or 4 years old, something that involves them at that age.
I think it
Yeah.
needs to be that age group, but emphasizing parental involvement.
Yes.
Because once they get to the school, I've been on a school advisory board for 25 years.
Right.
Once they get to school, we can't get the parents to do anything with them.
And I don't blame them.
That's the way it was
They are
with the Explorer.
busy.
They
Yeah.
drop them off,
Yeah.
and they expect to pick them up at 12th grade, and they're fully educated people.
So that would be an objective under the goal, is to
Right.
include the parents.
Right.
So the goal could be just as broad as what we just said. And then
Yes.
under that, the objective is to make sure that any programs we bring in, they're geared toward parental involvement, community
Yes.
involvement, involving the libraries, involving whatever that may be.
And if you even talk about this as you're building community by supporting and creating events and activities, you can
Right.
include the parents
Yeah.
in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could support that.
I do believe that Wise Ocean is about the parents and the children learning emotional learning together. It's not just kids or adults together, so you've hit it on the head with
So is that something everybody is in agreement on?
Is anyone opposed?
So what would this be, like an event once a year, or twice a year?
Well,
a week thing, or
In 2 weeks, it's an event.
you do that now?
bring-
Is this
We're bringing Wise Ocean in 2 weeks, emotional learning for 3 to 7-year-olds. And we have equally amount of children and adults registered. So it's definitely both of them together.
So is it like
Yeah.
a program
Yeah.
that happens
It's
once a week? or
it's
once
a
month?
wonderful lady who says, "Are we happy? Oh no,
Oh,
we're
okay.
sad. What do we do now?"
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So is this something they do like once a week, or is it that's what I'm saying? Is
I
it
think
like a-
I'd love to see it twice a year,
Oh,
but
okay.
I know years are busy,
So it's
so
like an event?
once a year,
Would be an event?
especially in the summertime when maybe there's a more time.
So for the purpose of your goals, we'll make a statement about you support the commission supporting, building community by supporting creating these events and activities, and you can later determine what those events and activities, the frequencies,
Yes, yeah.
and those types of things,
Yeah.
depending on which things you want to.
And maybe next time it'll be a fitness event for little children to run around and build muscles with their parents. I don't know, but definitely that covers it all.
Okay. Well, before we go on to the rest of the goals, did we have any other thoughts about the vision statement, your broader overall view for your city? So we're going to add in the resiliency and stormwater, that comment. Is everybody good on the rest of the vision statement?
Sounds like
You good?
Find it. I don't even see it.
It's on the back side of page 1. It says commission vision statement.
Oh, so I can't see it. I don't have it.
You don't have-
One side, no?
Well, that's a little strange.
That's why you don't have it. You only got one
I
side.
can find it on here.
Yeah, you can have bring mine out larger because I can't see it. So you can have
It was a trick. Invisible.
We were just saying if you're paying attention.
That's why I was over here trying to read it on the phone.
So it'll read as written with the statements that we read about the resiliency related to stormwater, flooding, that type of thing. And then the next category is talking about, we went over the existing goals, and those were not listed out here. But then I went on to city commission department head priorities. So these were the things that the department heads stated as in their presentations, but it also included statements and comments that y'all made. So these were all of the things that we discussed that shaped our direction to where you were forming your goals. So I both looked at my notes and listened to the recording, so I think I covered everything.
Yes, you did.
But I include that because I want to make sure that everything that was important was mentioned, even though not everything could be a goal.
Sure.
And then when you turn over the next page, you see the heading City of Holly Hill Goal Plan, and this is where we break it down into your community service, finance goals, public safety, and public works. And these were the specific goals which we have now added to community service, the part about the early learning. So that would be a number 3.
I can pull it up on the screen.
Yes.
We don't have any extras. If you
I'll pull it up on the screen here.
Are you sure? Because I'm sitting in the way.
Well, it just went off.
That's because of me. I do that every time I'm in his office.
Technology doesn't like you.
It's all my electricity. That's all I can say.
You got it there, right? So I don't mean to go backwards a little bit. So that's what we were trying to invest in here with the stormwater, that you're going to put something in here in the vision of the statement?
Yeah, I'm going to add a statement similar to our city is committed to enhancing stormwater resiliency through innovative infrastructure, sustainable planning, and proactive community engagement to better protect residents and the environment from flooding and climate-related impacts.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll add that in there and to your overall vision statement. So if you'll go to community service goals. So So while Joe's bringing that up, the first group of goals were the community service goals. So we have the enhanced Pictona partnership and community branding. We have redevelop outdated motel properties, and we have our newest statement about creating and supporting events with a focus on ages 3 through 7. And those are the 3 community service goals. Are there any statements or questions or concerns there? They're your goals, so. All right. If you turn the page, we're at finance goals. The 3 goals that we settled on for finance were optimizing the use of the Tyler software system, customer service training program, and reducing in-person utility payment dependency. There's additional information for each one of those. Are there any concerns about those? Yes.
I would like to add something there. I know that on our water bills, we have a paragraph where we're allowed to talk about things, marketing, kind of throwing. But I want to make sure to include that this Tyler software system we learn all about opportunities to tell our community about what's going on. I don't know if
so
that
other
needs
than-
to be added.
So identifying and implementing additional modules or features within the Tyler software system that is to improve operational efficiency, reporting capabilities, and customer service. So
Yes.
would that fall under one of those categories?
And
do you think, or do you-
communications to our community.
Okay.
Because I just, in the little I know or have learned about the system, it can communicate more to the community than we're currently doing.
So are you looking for to improve operational efficiency, communication, reporting
Communication.
capabilities, and customer service?
Communication would be good.
I think it's in there.
It is.
Okay.
But
But
if
I'm
you
not-
want to,
okay.
I mean, I think it's a part of the additional modules, the additional features, and the capabilities, but
It is,
do you want
yeah.
it to be mentioned specifically?
Doesn't necessarily need to be. I just want to make sure that's what we're going to learn about as we learn more about that system.
Yeah, it's up to y'all. I think it is covered under the wording, but
I do too.
if you want communication.
Yeah, we're good.
The challenge with that is Michelle's looking to go to these conferences that only take place in Texas,
Right.
which she's going to put in the budget for next year. The conference was, I think, 2 weeks ago. So it's at this particular conference where they roll out this information, whether it's new modules or existing modules that are not in use, and it's really a learning opportunity for her to bring that information back.
Definitely.
So that's
Yeah.
that's the start of it.
And I certainly hope it's on our agenda to learn more about.
But she can only learn what they tell her.
True. Okay.
So if they don't have something on there for that, but it doesn't mean that there's not stuff that she's going to pick up networking with other people.
Yes.
I
Okay.
don't know if you have this document.
Yeah.
I think it's like our cell phones. Like, this phone probably does a million things more than I know how to do.
There you
on
go.
it. It's like
Yeah.
the Tyler system, it does a million things.
Yeah,
more
half
than
the time,
I
it's, you go on this thing, and say, oh, did you know the iPhone,
Yeah.
might be iPhone 13, I don't know what it's up to now,
Yeah. Okay.
has all these features, and I'm like, I don't know that.
I don't want to add anything to it, but are we still doing the Eye on the Water pamphlet and the water bills? I haven't seen it in mine, so I don't know.
I don't know if
We
we're
did it.
distributing the pamphlet, but we make it available to people that come in, and every time somebody calls, we remind them and tell them about Ion Water.
I just wanted to, now that we're on, just.
That's actually in here,
quick
too.
Yeah, I see that, which is, because once we get this new meters in the ground, it'd be good to refresh their memory that they can be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to bring it up. I mean, I'm not trying to put anything on this, I'm just saying that needs to be, because I might forget about it later on. but
Yeah,
it's gonna be
they
a
push
big-
Ion Water.
Yeah, so they get some, because everybody, well, I know we did it a while back, and, now they can pick it up in the foyer there, but once these all get in the ground, they'll be wanting it. There's a lot of information they can have once it's gone.
Good. All right, so your next category is your public safety goals. We had 4 goals identified here. We had to enforce compliance at high violation residential rentals, to enforce compliance at high violation commercial properties. Then we, basically the same statements for both of those, but specific to residential or commercial. Develop a 5-year police technology modernization plan and the police facility modernization plan. So one dealing with technology and one dealing with the facility. And those were the 4 that you settled on for this.
Could we, when we look at all the goals, we have the different sections, instead of going in order 1, 2, 3, 4, can we do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2? So, because it kind of looks like,
You mean renumber them?
right, it looks like
Each
that's
goal
our
have-
number 1 goal is number 1, and then our number
Yes.
10 is, so if each category could have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then
Or maybe 8, maybe not even put numbers by them, Karen, maybe just put a
Just
bullet.
bullets.
Because that doesn't mean,
Well-
because number 9 might not be any more, might be, is 6 more important than 9?
not a priority order.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, like, if we didn't,
But
if,
you're not done here. Once Karen's done with this, then we're gonna go back and we're gonna put,
we'll prioritize them.
well, no, they are kind of the priority, but you need to have goals and you have to have objectives.
Right, and then we have to have the budget, and so.
So we'll have to establish some objectives to reach the goals.
But I
So
still,
this is identified as the strategic framework and a document to guide what you do next.
If we did just bullets,
I just don't want someone to pull this up, and go,
Yeah.
their number 1 goal is this.
Yeah.
I think if we did bullets, it would be better than letters or numbers.
Or, okay.
That's the
Oh,
one
wait,
she
no,
sent me.
no, yeah.
I think there could be some confusion with the numbering.
Yeah.
Even if you number them 1, 2, 3,
Right,
in
and-
order that they're gonna
Are those
assume that
priorities?
it's
That's
prior.
it.
Enough.
Yeah.
I just looked
Yeah.
at
So
that.
we'll
You're
bullet,
right.
we'll bullet those instead of number them.
Good.
I mean-
Well, it's just like all of your other goals that we've done.
Right.
We might have done, a couple at the bottom and not done this one that's up here, so there's really not an order to them.
Right, and some of them might be low hanging fruit, it doesn't cost very much to do that.
Yeah, so we'll remove the numbers just to avoid confusion.
Great.
All right, and then public works goals. We have 2 identified here, and that's your public works resiliency plan, which is obviously gonna have a million parts to it broken down, and then you're improving your ditch and swale drainage systems.
Now, okay, so, do we need to add anything in there? This is all just water, because that was what's on top of our mind when we're talking about this, but I think we need to add in there, continuation of renewal and replacement of paving and sidewalks.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
good
agree.
point.
I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of was a no-brainer that we would do that, but I think we need to.
to have it
put
in here
writing.
would be better. Because, I mean, that's already been a plan and
I mean, it's a plan, it's in place.
implemented and
But if we don't set-
ongoing,
It's a
but
budget, it's a budget item.
it does
Right.
need
No,
to
it is a
be-
budget item, but I think it's important that
Yeah, I
we
agree.
still state that we're gonna fix potholes.
I agree
and
too.
Broken sidewalks and things like that.
Yes.
So rather than state the specific, do you want to talk about it as a continued commitment to ongoing?
Yeah, ongoing infrastructure.
Renew and replace.
Maybe just put infrastructure. I mean,
Renew and replace of
because we're mainly.
existing infrastructure?
Yeah, something like that. That doesn't limit
Upgrade.
it to only sidewalks.
Yeah.
But we were laser focused on water up here on these first 2.
Oh, we were,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Unless someone has an objection to that.
Yeah.
So the goal is to continue the commitment to renewal and replacement
Of
your-
existing.
Of
Existing.
existing infrastructure.
Yeah,
That kind of takes care of everything.
that's a broad picture.
That's roofs and sidewalks.
Yeah.
Was that a unanimous agreement?
Anyone opposed
Yes.
to that?
Is that what, for the statement for public works priorities?
Yes. Yeah.
Just that one sentence to cover the whole thing?
No, in
No.
addition to.
No,
In
the
addition.
third, it'd be a
Add.
third.
Sure.
But you remember at the end of
So
the
you're
year,
gonna just
that,
take out the development of the sidewalk program and all that kind of thing, the development of the 5-year repair? Is that gonna come out?
No, those 2 are gonna stay, we're just gonna add
Just add one?
a 3rd one.
but, again, when you set goals, they need to be achievable, measurable and achievable. So that particular goal, as worded, every year will say ongoing. It will never be achieved.
Well, it actually, I don't think will ever be, it needs to be ongoing.
No, but I think, but
The point is, it's a goal that will never be completed.
But without that goal, someone could say, we're never replacing the roof
Yeah.
on this building ever again.
I really think we need,
That's a budget
Budget.
item.
No, I know, but.
I
you-
still think it's a good idea it be in our goals.
Hey, as long as you understand that it's a
Well,
goal
it's
you
an ongoing,
cannot come finish.
it's an ongoing goal.
Well, it's like eliminating speeding.
Yeah.
We'll never eliminate speeding, but that could.
You'll always address it.
And if we start the sentence with a long-term goal, or, yeah, we don't expect.
I think it's a
it to
continuing
complete it.
goal.
Continuing.
I don't know how that it could ever end, because you're going to have to always,
That's what I'm saying, it's so.
No, it couldn't end. You say, I'm not spending another dime on sidewalks or roofs. We're just gonna wait for the insurance to blow it down and then we'll fix it then. You know, it's like,
well, hopefully future commissions won't do that.
well, like, these are our, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a statement in writing that this is one of our priorities.
I agree.
Remember, we're doing something that has not ever been listed on a goal that I think is even more important, is over the last several years, we've created the vehicle replacement program and the lift station replacement program and all these things that we're putting in place where we budget.
Right, but
each
that's,
year.
that's all covered by this one statement. Existing infrastructure, that's cars, lift stations.
It really
Docks.
covers all of it.
Continuous.
I think it's a good idea it's in there.
You have to be able to achieve a goal.
We'll achieve it
Every year we'll.
every year.
It will never come off the list.
That's okay. It doesn't
We're
have to
okay
come
with
off
that.
the list.
As long as you're okay, that
As long as it doesn't go to another page, it doesn't cost us any more money.
It just causes frustration because it never comes off the list.
And
Well, it's a
we're sorry,
continuing
but
goal.
only
But
for
there's no
you.
line.
No, your goal is to live a healthier life. Oh, no, I'm just gonna eat McDonald's every day.
It's a continuing goal.
It is. I agree.
I'll find a wording that will satisfy.
Wait, when I meet
Thank
Joe
you,
in
Karen.
person, when I meet Joe by myself, he's gonna tell me how stupid this was.
He does
And he'll
that
probably
to
tell
a
me how
lot.
stupid I was for backing you.
We'll see if I can find some wording that will work and solve both problems.
So we won't get
Every
called
day my goal is to
stupid?
put on clothes.
It's not the same thing.
Breathe out, Joe. Don't just breathe in. Breathe out.
Heck, my goal is to get up every morning, you know?
Every day you accomplish it.
There you
Not every
go.
day.
And how
One
rewarding
day-
that is.
One day when you don't, you're gonna be very upset.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty much the report. So, you know, there's a final
terrific.
statement about this being your preliminary planning, that you will work for implementation, you will adopt these goals at a future commission meeting, that this is a strategic framework and a working document designed to guide your growth and enhance quality of life for your residents and to position the city for long-term success. So is there any language in there that you felt needed to be adjusted?
Okay.
All right, well, I have a couple of revisions to make, and then I can send it back to Joe.
And a super thank you to you for bringing us all together and making our goals clear.
That's not always an easy task.
No kidding.
Y'all are easy. This is,
Oh, good. We're glad to know that. Yeah.
well,
While we're discussing things, Joe, what do you think we will ever wind up doing with the water tower?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sometime or another, somebody's got to make a decision on what to do, or.
We'll probably have a separate work session on that, and we'll present to you in more detail the three options that we have, so that you can make more of an informed decision on what you want to do.
And are you gonna include cost?
We'll include estimates on it,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the whole point, is we do have some ballpark estimates on that. And we can do that fairly soon, you know, in the next
So you
month.
can either remove it, or you can repair it, or,
Or,
It was to continue using it. It was to decommission it and leave it in place, or tear it down.
but you have to leave it full of water, right?
If you decommission it, you still have to leave it full of water, but we don't have to exchange the water like we're doing all the time. But then it really just becomes a giant billboard.
It has to have water in it, or it could be dangerous in a storm,
Right,
right?
yeah, it's gotta stay full.
Is there a maintenance, is there a cost for it?
Yeah, there's an annual cost for maintaining its integrity every year.
What do we do
It
to
was
it?
quite high, right?
Just paint it? What does it cost to paint that thing? You remember?
I don't remember, but we do, when we paint it, we repaint the logo on it, so that's really what the cost is. So, but I'll put a work session together with the three options, and then you can decide what you want to do.
And a fourth option is to find somebody like Volusia Sports Academy or Gary Yeoman's Ford or somebody to cover the cost and use it as advertising.
So instead of saying Holly Hill, it'll say,
Gary Yeoman's Ford, I don't care, but I think it's fabulous that it's up there.
You probably better off to go to John Hall Chevrolet than you would to Gary Yeoman.
There you go. Okay, of course a better choice, yeah.
Tear it down.
we'll talk about it all.
They told me
Yes,
just
we will.
took all theirs.
Okay, yeah.
They took them down?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
I hate to see.
There used to be one right across the river from my
Spend money on
house.
Something that's not doing anything.
They don't serve the purpose anymore with the pumps that we have.
It's always a bad one.
Yeah.
But it's not worth spending money on. Throwing money on.
They'll, because of what
Let's
it
be
is.
honest, no, I wouldn't want to do that. But yes.
Oh, the one in Palm Coast?
No, all. Yeah, usually these water towers, it's not just a water tower. It's got the logo on it, it's seen from miles away, so.
But the logo is crooked on ours. You can't even see it from any angle.
Well, it's too far down below that railing. It should be up
Yeah,
higher.
you can't.
And I do have.
And then you could see it from the Derbyshire, you know?
So they gotta decide if they wanna keep
The best
it.
one in town is Palm Coast. When you're going
Can
down
you-
there.
No, no,
Tell
no,
me
it's
the
big,
exact
it's right there on the highway, it's visible from all over.
Started in condos.
I can give you.
Yeah, we could turn it into tiny houses.
Okay,
Live up there.
great.
Water tower turned into
Just turn it
condos.
to one condo.
No, bunch of condos, bunch of condos. Probably, I don't know how big yours is, but.
20 by 20 foot for another ground.
Very small.
Yeah, but how big is it on top? You're gonna live in the top like the
You
Jetsons.
were
It's been covered windows in
probably
it.
not want to be up there.
No?
No.
I bet that thing
Get
moves.
into a
That would be an
point.
Airbnb, let me tell you.
Oh, it would be a good Airbnb.
The ladder is really sketchy.
Elevator.
It's missing pieces of metal.
Have you been up there?
Well, when I was working there, last time the electrician went up there
So
to
I
change the
said
tower
I
out, he was
asked.
like, I'm not going up there. Don't fix it."
I,
I mean, it was
I-
that bad. He did, he
Whatever
came back
makes-
and went up again, I don't know.
voter.
With Antoine, persuaded him to do it.
Yeah, only because of what it is, it's.
Okay, it doesn't have to
It's
be
just rusty.
today,
It's
but
just
just we
rusty.
can, yeah.
Delineation was.
All right.
Years ago, there used to be a water tower
Yeah, I
behind
said
us.
I,
And it was just a cylinder-looking thing with a cone on top. And
but it's.
Well,
You're scared about that one?
Measurements, he doesn't
There was a really
understand.
old, well, back in the sixties, we had the
So,
Petticoat Junction one. that
That's
just-
the thing, back here by City Hall.
Yeah,
right.
fire, the alarm went off at 12 o'clock every day. Fire.
No, they
Yeah,
used to test
yeah.
volunteer fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 o'clock.
All right.
All right, so-
And I'm going
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well,
Like
I
Karen,
enjoyed working with everybody. I'll
Thank
see
you,
y'all
Karen.
at our next Volusia meeting.
But,
Yes.
yeah, thank
You
you.
can either adjourn, or you can continue talking if you wanna.
We'll let Karen go and, does anyone do we have any things that we need to talk about? Because we can't.
Oh, I do one thing specific to us, Brown and Brown. Oh, Karen, thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Brown and Brown is sponsoring an event with the Daytona Chamber of Commerce for elected officials to network with other people who might want to become a elected official. And it's free for any of us to go. And I just think it's a great opportunity for us to encourage anybody who's thinking about running for an office or getting involved. So,
You know what the date and time is?
yeah, I do, but I can't move right now
Is it in the
because
ice
my
pack?
back is frozen. But
Do to yourself.
I was working in the yard, John, and you know that is not my thing. It's July, and I'll send an email out to everybody.
We got
But-
an email from someone like 2 weeks ago about it, I think, right?
Yes, we did. The guy, the advocacy guy
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
chamber, Robinson, yeah. It's there, but I'll send, certainly, I just think that's how I got here. Whether you think that's good or bad, you might not want to go, but, yeah.
Oh, I have something. So, Florida League of Mayors, which we are part of, which is part of the Florida League of Cities. The last couple months, Nancy Miller is the president of the Florida League of Mayors, and she's been hosting symposiums around the state and asking local businesses to come. And so when we went we had one in DeLand, and I took Robin Hanger as a business owner. And so the next workshop is June 26th and 27th that I'm planning on going to and staying overnight. But do I need to get permission to represent the city at that, or do I just go? I don't need any.
Is the city paying for it?
I'm not asking, no. I'm paying myself.
Do you want your day off?
All right, I just didn't know. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm going. So the city's not going to pay for it. Why would the city pay for me to go?
Yeah, if the city's not paying for it.
Why would you ask us? You go wherever you want.
I just want to let you know what I'm doing. I want to
But-
go out there and stick my
Where
neck
is
on
it?
It's in Tampa. It's an overnight stay. So I just didn't want to
If
go.
the city's not paying for it, you don't need any approval. I mean, you're gonna.
But
you're
I
gonna say
still
anything
approve
that,
anyway.
That Mayor Warner would say.
I gotta tell you, I saw the hometown news. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Being recorded. But there were a lot of recipients of the hometown heroes
Hear that.
that we all saw at the last meeting.
And we're going.
The hometown news has a giant article of only one recipient of the hometown heroes.
Who?
The Ormond Mayor. I thought there was
saw
like 8 people that got that award the other night.
From the league?
Yeah, from the Florida League, and I don't know why everyone else was excluded except
Who wrote the article?
I don't know. I just thought there
I
was a lot of
saw
people,
that,
right?
and it is
Yeah.
so inconsequential to the
Yeah.
great thing she did.
Somebody should
Yes.
write the article. Well, Cecil Brumley is the editor.
I don't know. I thought it wasn't fair.
Know him.
I didn't think it was fair for
Is he
the other
the
people that
editor?
received that award. So
Maybe it's just because
You know
it's an
Cecil?
Ormond paper.
maybe
I
don't know.
do, and I won't tell you how, but
All right.
now I know something about him he doesn't know I know. Yeah, how about
I
that?
knew him when he used to work at the News Journal many years ago.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so Joe's having dinner shipped in about 10 minutes.
Not
Oh man, it's only 5. We have an hour.
I thought you'd be able to use this time to workshop something.
I thought there would be salad.
Only when we come at noon.
All right, so if we have nothing further, let's go ahead and close our meeting at 4:50. You can sit around and talk, but you can't talk about city business.
Okay.